And I've got 7 p.m. Why don't we kick it off? So I'd like to call us to order tonight, regular meeting of the Board of Finance, Tuesday, June 9th. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Agenda item, public. Looks like we have members of the public. So then,
There's no correspondence.
no correspondence. So let's then go to approval of the minutes. We have 4 sets to go through. So why don't we start with the minutes from April 14th, regular meeting. Give everybody a moment to look at them. If you haven't already. All right, entertain a motion to accept the minutes from the 14th meeting as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All right, approved. All those in favor, please. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed. So they're
Nick,
accepted.
go.
I'm sorry.
Nick, we lost him.
Oh, another casualty
Zoom.
from the Zoom.
He was on, but he's
Yeah, he was. He's zoomed away.
Let's keep going through the minutes and then
okay.
we'll give him a moment. He said he's trying to get back in. I don't think there's anything controversial. A couple of typos, but I don't think there's anything controversial in the minutes. All right, so now the minutes from the public hearing from Tuesday, May 12th. Again, give everybody a moment to look at them. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes for the public hearing of Tuesday, May 12th as submitted.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion. All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, Nick, you're on mute. Nick.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute him.
Maybe he's overriding your override. All right, let's go then to the minutes for the special meeting of Thursday.
There we go.
Hello? I'll meet.
Nick, we were just continuing to go through the minutes.
Say that again?
We're just continuing to go through the minutes.
You started the meeting already? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
When did we lose? Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were on for the beginning of the minutes. Yeah, we started the minutes, the meeting, and now going through the minutes. There were no public comment and there was no correspondence. All right, so continuing with the minutes, we'll now look at the minutes from the special meeting of Thursday, May 14th. Give everybody a moment to. Entertain a motion to accept the minutes for the special meeting of Thursday, May 14th as submitted.
So moved.
I'll second.
Discussion. Hearing no discussion, or all those in favor of accepting the minutes as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
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 Can anybody hear me? This thing's locked up. I just see Bob.
We can hear you, but
Still
your
shut.
picture is blocked. Yeah, but we can hear you, Nick.
Yeah, he's frozen.
I see Nick.
Yeah,
Bob.
we can see him, but he's frozen.
It's frozen. His picture is
Hear
frozen.
you.
Oh,
It's not working. However,
Mr. Manfreda, I just got a call from Brian, and he says that he's having a problem getting in, that it's saying that your meeting's going to start shortly. So I don't know what he's having a problem, but he's trying to get in. Just thought I'd tell you.
Thank you, appreciate it. Let's just continue to go through the minutes and then we'll give everybody a moment to join. All right. The last set of minutes for our review is from the special meeting of Thursday, May 28th. I did note a typo here where we have Brian designated in both the present and absent. I believe Brian was absent that meeting.
Yeah. I'll change that.
So I'll entertain a motion to accept the minutes as amended for the special meeting of Thursday, May 28th.
So moved as amended.
Do you have a second?
Second.
Discussion. Not hearing any discussion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed?
Abstain because I don't believe I was there.
Correct. Same with Nick. Okay, that's right. Thank you. Nick, can you hear us?
He's frozen in time.
He's got incredible muscle control.
He doesn't even blink.
Nick, you're frozen, but can you hear us? Can you say something?
I'm going to text him.
Oh,
Okay, there he is.
You're next.
There he is.
Double vision.
We've got two of them.
His twin.
Double Nick. Double your pleasure.
Frozen.
If he froze again. Nope.
There. All right.
He's muted the second time.
Yeah, I'm trying to unmute him. There it went.
Got Brian on the line. He's trying again to get in.
Do you want to just everybody start all over? Close this one out and hit it again?
Did Dion freeze?
No.
I just zoned out.
Now, have you experienced first?
The voicing is bad too.
Dion,
Yes.
have you experienced this before or is this a first?
With what?
Just not having people who aren't able to join. I know that I'm wondering that would it be?
No.
I'm on now,
You should
Bob.
be able to just copy and paste the.
It's frozen
link.
again.
We're here, Nick.
No,
Highlight,
you're not frozen, Nick.
highlight and control click.
All right,
Is
now-
there a phone number? Maybe Brian can join by phone?
Yeah.
Everybody's freezing. Now Cynthia's gone.
Nick, can you hear us?
Yeah, I heard you there. It's
Okay,
all
so
freezing
got
up,
it.
but I heard you.
Yeah,
See Anne Marie.
you're moving slowly, but we can hear you.
it gets stuck on one of you guys' pictures and it freezes right up. I'm gonna try a different device, but I have full bars here.
We can hear you, so.
Yeah, we can't hear you.
Dion, is there a phone number that Brian can dial into?
Um, let me see.
Usually it gives you that option when it asks what audio you want to.
Yeah, if he doesn't click, connecting, I'd have to go back, I'd have to get out and go back in. If he doesn't click on the option, to connect to audio, then that's where you usually have the choice for a telephone number.
Yeah, it asks about computer audio. It says,
The
yeah.
computer audio, thank you, yes.
If you can hear me, I can give you the telephone number.
Oh, here we go. Brad has a telephone number.
So there's a bunch, but we'll go with the first one. 1-646-558-8656. The meeting ID is 736-090-2790. And the participant, oh, you probably don't need my participant ID. That's got to be me. If anybody's curious to see that number, it's if you, in the bottom left of your screen where it says unmute or mute, there's a little arrow. If you click on that, see where it says phone numbers, and then it'll pop up a box that has all the phone numbers.
He's gonna dial in. Try to dial in. Let's give him another minute.
Ah, yep.
Looks like Nick froze again.
That's a interesting pose.
Nick, can you hear us? You're on mute.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Okay, he's calling in again.
And again.
Yeah. There he is. Hey, Nick, can you hear us? You're connecting to audio. You there? Nick?
Okay, Nick, you look like you're functional. You're moving
Oh,
in.
there's
Nick,
Brian.
can you hear us?
Okay.
Nick, we need proof of life. Full stop. Please speak to us.
All right.
Why close this and start again?
There's Chersian.
Then I would have to set up another meeting.
Now we're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
You can't use the same one, Dion?
If you end this one, then, I mean, it would be easy enough, I guess, to set up another one. It wouldn't take me but just a second, but I don't,
Can you
That might
guys hear me?
confuse us in the future.
I don't
Yes,
know.
Brian, we can hear you.
The reason why mine didn't let in, and if Nick's still having problems, I had to update Zoom. There was an update that my phone
Yes. there
hadn't
was.
updated. So as soon as I updated, now it's working fine.
Ooh.
All right, so other than Nick, who's stuck,
So I don't have Nick's phone number. Does somebody have Nick that can give him the phone number to maybe call in?
Yeah, I have it. I have his number.
He's moving.
Nick, are you there?
I'm gonna try to call him.
Oh, it looks like he's in.
He's muted.
No, he's not muted.
Oh, well, I can't hear him.
Yeah, he's not muted.
Hey, how you doing? So we can't hear you. And now you're freezing up. Brian said that he had an issue because he had to update the Zoom. Like, is it telling you there's an update available? That was Brian's issue. No, I understand. There's a phone number that you could call. Well, you could call in like on your phone on if a number that I could give you, and then you would be able to participate in an audio way. However, Brad, my thing doesn't seem to say any, like I just went,
Cynthia,
but yes,
I
huh?
can give you the phone number.
Oh, no, I'm going to give you the phone number, but I'm just going to repeat it because I don't have anything to write with. So I'll just repeat the number. So say them slowly, okay, Dion?
Okay. 646
646.
558.
Hold on. Wait, stop. What? Hold on, what? 646
558
558
8656.
8656.
And then it's going to ask for a PIN.
It's going to ask for the meeting ID.
That is
And
73.
I'm going to tell you what that is now.
Cynthia, I just texted both of those numbers to Nick, so
Oh,
Okay, perfect. Good.
okay, perfect. Bye.
I don't have his number, so perfect.
it's only perfect if he gets it. Looks like it's working. Nick, can you hear us?
Oh, shoot. What happened to me? It's so funny because we can see him and he's calling him for the audio. There's his number popping up. He's on. There's a little phone receiver with a slash through it. Doesn't look like a mute thing. Oh.
Hello, I can hear you.
There we go. There you are.
Yes.
All right.
We can hear you and we can see you.
I don't know. Well, you're saying there's some update or something like that. I'm not a big computer guy.
No,
so.
don't even worry about it.
Anyway, hello everyone.
Hi.
Now, what are we here
Hi,
for?
Nick.
Say that again.
I wanted to know what we here for. I forgot. Sorry.
Let's just recap where we are, right? No public comment, no correspondence. We went through the minutes of the prior meetings. There was one typo in the May 28th. I don't know, Brian, Nick, did you have any other comments to the minutes?
No, I think Brian was absent, but he was there or something. Is that the typo that was
Yes.
found or something like that? Yeah. Okay, that's fine. No, I have nothing else in the minutes.
Brian, you good?
I'm good.
So the first kind of substantive topic for tonight is the suspense list. So Ann, can you do what you do for us each year?
Okay. For anyone who hasn't been here before, I think probably Nick is the only one. The suspense list is a list of people, which I hope you got the list from Dion. Did everybody get the list?
It was emailed out to everyone.
Okay.
On the document link.
So the suspense list is a list of people that I've deemed uncollectible. Now you may see people on there that you know, they may be friends, they may be family, but basically what it boils down to is once I get to a certain number of years delinquent, most of these had to be at least delinquent on all of 2016. And if they were delinquent on 2016, then I put 2017 and 2018 as well, so that when it goes to the collection agency, they get everything that everybody owes all at one time. And when the taxpayer pays, then they're paid in full. And it represents people that usually it's died, moved, bankruptcies, things that I've deemed uncollectible. So we'll, upon approval, transfer everything to the suspense, and then I will give it to the collection agency that I currently use. Is there any questions?
And I guess I'm new at this, and this is
Yes.
something you've been trying to collect for 3 years. So this has nothing to do with the virus, obviously. This is real delinquent stuff.
No, actually, I put the list together prior to the virus, or just around the virus time, to be honest with you. No, I have to do it by statute every year. I have to put in what I deem uncollectible in suspense.
Okay.
So we do it every year. I am doing it on a little more up-to-date basis. And the reason for that is that I do not really have the resources and the people to research the addresses as the collection agency does. And the collection agency does it at no charge to the town. All the charge goes to the delinquent taxpayer. Plus, they mail out all the notices, which has saved me on postage going forward. So I'm not having to send delinquent notices on a bunch of accounts that the mail is just going to come back to me. So this helps find them sooner too, because there's nothing worse for somebody than moving out of state and coming back 4 or 5 years later and having taxes that are 6 or 7 years old and having to pay them before they register.
I got you. Okay. Thank you.
You won't, the other thing I might want to note for you is that there is no real estate on here. This is all personal property tax and motor vehicles.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Anne?
Okay.
Yeah.
I know that this year was significantly higher than last year's. Last year's was 131,000, give or take. And then even the prior year was 152. Was there a particular business or somebody there that equaled out that big jump, or just like?
No, I put another year in, get them quicker.
Got it.
Because the faster I get them to collection, the faster we get the money and the less interest the taxpayer will have to pay.
That makes sense.
Any further questions?
I'm good.
I have a question. And in terms of turning it over to the collector, how long do they have to collect before we write it off?
15 years from the date the first bill went out. So I give them 15 years of taxes every time I turn them over.
Okay. And what's been the success rate of this collection agency?
You know, it's funny that you asked, Bob. Kay and I were talking about it today. This particular agency I switched to about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Generally, we collected about 50,000, 20 to 30,000 a year. And as of right now, they have collected 62,000 in taxes. And that does not, and another 50,000 in interest. So they've been very successful, much more successful than the prior agency I was using.
Good. Well, I'd make a motion to approve the tax collector's suspense list for the year. What was it, Ann? 2019?
Correct. 2018.
2018.
Yeah.
in the amount of 200 and, I don't have the paper.
271, 844.49.
There we go. That's my motion.
I second.
All right. Further discussion? Not hearing any further discussion. All those in favor of the motion, please signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ann. The
You
last
can
item on
home
the-
now if you want.
What?
I said you could go home now if you want.
the last item for tonight's agenda is the Comptroller's report.
Okay, report was attached to the agenda. And starting off with the revenue, you can see that we've collected $78,280,027. We're at this point $289,000 ahead of what was budgeted. The biggest item in the receipts are tax collections are at 477,101 surplus. And then you have license and permits, 184 over. Intergovernmental revenues, general government, we still need to get some money. It's LoSAP money that we're waiting for from the state. So that's why that's still in a deficit position, 249,000.
What's that for, Bob? That state money?
That's state money, yeah.
Yeah.
That normally comes in towards the end of June. So that's typical. The next big one that's down is charges for services, and looking over the details of the revenue. It's coming from recreation. We budgeted this year 601,000 in collections from Park and Rec. And at this point, we've only collected 332,928. A good chance that we're not going to see anything more from there. In fact, I looked at the prior report in March. Park and Rec was at 343,617, but because it included payments for programs in the summertime or the summer camp program, we actually had to refund money. So it went down to 332,927 or 10,689. So that's causing that deficit of 332, and we probably won't make that up. And then the other small items are use of money and fines and forfeits. We're okay. We're in a surplus position there, 105. We probably won't see anything more on that either, because unless the $100,000 goes totally delinquent, that's due in June, the end of June, or July 1st, we're not going to be collecting anything on those delinquent balances right now. I just want to point out a couple other things on the revenue. Senior Center was flat, they closed. We haven't issued any refunds to them, although I did see some coming up in June. So, but it's going to be small. It's not going to be anywhere near the $10,000. They collected back in March, $30,213, and right now they're still at $30,213. So that pretty much is the revenue. At this point, our collection rate, well, a week ago, our collection rate was 98.84. Today, talking to Ann, it's at 98.8. It dropped down 0.4 of a point. We had some adjustments and also a bounce check, a large bounce check, which brought it down to 0.4. So we'll see. We're real close to the 99%. We'll see if by the end of June we hit the 99% mark, but 98.8 is very good right now. So then moving on to expenses.
So Bob, you see ending the year around this $300,000 mark?
Maybe a little bit more. It depends how much more Ann collects in. There's 100,000 that was put onto deferrals. And if they don't pay by the end of June, then it becomes delinquent to April 1st. So I would say maybe some of them are going to be delinquent. We don't know. But you know, we might wind up collecting a good portion at 100,000 at this point.
Okay.
And there is other money that's out there that's normally delinquent. I mean, the bills went out today, right, Ann? The delinquent
No,
bill?
the bills are projected to go out on Friday, the new bills.
No, but the delinquent bills went out today.
Oh, yeah, no, the delinquent bills I mailed today.
Okay,
So I'm about $148,000 away from the 99%. 108 of that is deferred right now. So I would hope with the delinquent notices going out that we would get at least that back in before June 30th.
okay. All right.
Bob, is there any reason, well, have you gotten any notices from the state that 249,000 won't be paid?
No, we haven't heard anything about that at all.
That should knock,
If not by the end of the year, we'll put it in a receivable category. You know, if we don't hear anything from the state, and that gets credited as revenue. And then, you know, just like any other receivable, we pick that up when it comes in. It may come in July, but I think it's going to be in June. They're pretty good. They sent it the last, you know, towards the end of the month. So
just repeating Robert's question, if that falls down, comes through, let's put aside the deferral amounts of 100, but that would put us now, what, close to 540?
538. Yeah. And we may have, you know, I didn't bring up conveyance taxes or conveyance fees, but we budgeted 275,000 and we've already collected 301. Since March 31st, it's up 44,000 conveyance. Even building and zoning with the permits, we budgeted 300,000. We're at 490. And back in March, it was at 426, 640. So that's up 62,000. So there's a lot of activity going on. So we may see another 20, 30, 40,000 from those sources too. In June, yeah. So the 530, maybe 600,000 at the end of the year in revenue, you know.
Got it. Okay. Cool. We'll keep our eyes on it.
Yep. And then when we move to expenses, outside of the normal ones, like the probate court, which we're going to bill out at the end of the month to the other 3 towns. A big one this month is professional services. We're over 169,000 on that account. And the biggest item in there is the court case that we had with Gillette or Berkshire Hathaway. So one bill came in and it was over $40,000. So that accounts for, because we were over before by about 24,000 and now we're at 169. And I just got a text from Brad. We did get the money from the state, but it didn't hit the report. It wasn't posted. So that is in already. So we're fine. We were short 249 and his text says 282. Yeah.
Okay.
What
are the developments on the appeal? Do we know?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything more. I know that the assessor, the attorney, and Marty was supposed to sit down and discuss what they're going to do. And do you have any update on that?
I think that the appeal was denied or lost, but I'm not positive.
I haven't heard anything on that, you know, so.
Can you, for the June numbers, can you?
Yeah, I'll check into that. Okay. Town insurance, it shows a deficit position, $28,000 right now, but we have to allocate to public utilities, water and sewer department. We only book on the town side, the town responsibility, but we accumulate all the payments on the town side, and then at the end of the year, we transfer them out. So that will go away. Emergency management and fire marshal, I talked about this the last time.
When you say that'll go away, so that's going to net to zero, essentially, the town insurance?
Maybe even less than zero. It depends, you know. We have to go through the allocations. Emergency management, that's the tower that we weren't able to buy, and now we have to pay 17,000 for it every year as rental charges. And then the fire marshal, the 12,258, that too will go away because that's the abatements that's charged to his account. But at the end of the year, we make transfers to pull it out of there. So that's going to, I think the abatements are somewhere around 25,000, 20 to 25,000. So that account would probably come under. And then, well, Park and Rec, if you look at the Park and Rec number, it's at 62. But there's really not many expenses right now. Normally, the Park and Rec department is in a negative because they're starting to gear up for the summer camp. And so the salaries would be in there. So we have some from last year, but the salaries for this year would only be maybe the month of June or so. We do have some part-timers in. I know they're working as greeters, meeting the people coming into the town hall. But for the most part, if you remember last year, that number was a negative number. And I think that's pretty much the highlighted items that I have.
Hey, Bob, I was just looking at building maintenance. It's over. Is that some of the COVID-19?
Yeah, I think what's in there, we put it in a couple of places, all of the COVID expenses. We put it into building maintenance for the items that, like the partitions around the town hall. We have to put up, and that's charged there. Some of the safety items, like the masks and sanitizers, that's gone to the health department. So we've got them in a couple of different places. When I had to do the report to the state on May 1st, we had about 147,000 in COVID expenses. And we're going to have to start to put the new number together for the end of the year. Because FEMA collects on a quarterly basis or calculates their expenses on a quarterly basis. So
Bob, getting back to the Parks and Recs, the overage, the money based on reduced spendings versus the money based on the reduced revenue. Is that going to be a net loss or net gain, or where's that going to fall?
I think as far as the expenditures are concerned, you're going to have a positive number here, which you never have. But your revenue is not going to be as high. It's going to be off about $300,000. I think you're still going to be in a positive category when the end of the year comes. You know.
Okay.
So. Wendy.
Bob, can you give us an example of some of the costs associated with the COVID and do you know whether we're going to get any relief from the feds?
Yeah, I mean, the greeter expenses, the telephone that we had, the hotline, that's all part of the COVID expenses, along with, the shields. Before and after, the Park and Rec is in charge of cleaning up the bathrooms, sanitizing them.
Sure.
To be covered. We are going to put in automatic toilets, urinals, and also sinks in McCall Park and also at Bennett. That's going to be covered, and that's going to run about $25,000-$30,000 installed. So those are the type of things, and then you've got Zoom expenses. It's not a lot, but all of these costs are going to be included in there. Laptops that we have to buy, about $6,500. That's included in it. We didn't have anything in a way. We did set up a hotel in town just in case somebody had to go, but I don't think we had any costs associated with that. So those are the type of things that we're going to submit, and we'll get 75. Right now, it's 75% reimbursement.
Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Bob, with the schools shut down for 3 months, are we recognizing any savings I know there was a bunch of drama about, oh, we're gonna spend more, but sitting and reading the newspaper, Ridgefield's coming up with $1.2 million in savings. Are we calculating any of this yet?
I know Terry is, but when you look at the savings at 1.2 million, you got to look to see what was budgeted too. One town had a huge savings, but they budgeted for seminars over $1 million, which they didn't have. So they're getting savings in that type of category. We don't. The Board of Ed doesn't budget anything like that at all. So, yeah, Terry is accumulating that data. I don't have any figures on it, but we're tracking it. There will be some savings. I mean, everybody for the most part is working. The custodians are actually sanitizing the town hall 2 days a week, Wednesday and Friday. So they're working on our side as well. So.
Okay, it just seems with those buildings shut down, besides the lunch program, there has to be some kind of savings.
Well, I thought the lunch program was going to, be a big savings, but they have a cost associated with it. But at the same time, when they had the 5 schools operating and kids were coming in to buy lunch, they were buying lunch and they were making money on those lunches they were selling. Well, they didn't have that anymore. And they only had the cost of preparing the lunches that they were giving out and the dinners. So, yeah, they have that. There is some utility savings that we'll experience. But, we'll know more probably definitely by the end of the year, which is a few weeks away.
So we'll see that next month then?
Yeah, we should. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bob, I've been talking to former work colleagues who are on boards of finance in the surrounding towns, and they're telling me that their expectations is that the FEMA reimbursement for COVID-19, we'd be lucky to see that within a year, maybe 2 years.
Well, I don't know about 2 years, but on the last one that we had with that microburst, it took 9 months to a year to get. Yes, it doesn't come right away.
Was there a nationwide microburst?
No, I understand. I understand what you're saying. No, but no, that was obviously, Connecticut, maybe New York, so.
Okay.
That took a while.
You just have to put that somewhere, and where do we put that, the reimbursement?
Well, once we put it out there, we can put it in a receivable category. So it would be credited to revenue, and then, reverse once we receive it.
Okay.
So.
Have anything else in the presentation of the report? I'm sorry, Bob, do you have anything else in the presentation of the report?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, nothing more. That's it.
All right. Any further questions for Bob?
I'd make a motion to accept Bob's report as presented.
Second.
Go, Robert, second. Any further discussion? Not hearing any. All those in favor of accepting the Comptroller's report as submitted, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, it's accepted. With nothing else on the agenda, entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Okay, we're done. Good night, everybody.
Thanks. Thanks, Emery.
Yep.
Right.